and I wanna see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. It is Monday, which means it's the weekend update. We're telling you who we saw play over the weekend. You're going to tell us who you saw play as well real soon.
It's the weekend review. Top 5 are coming for you. We're speaking with the fans. Sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man. We're covering who's playing out off the open jam with the who's who of talent. Come Friday night, ready to raise some hell. With all around, you know I'm planning to do it well. So Around Town Radio Show. It's where I go for the latest band info.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sweet Sister Mercy, for the theme song. Welcome to All Around Town Radio Show. As Mark Robinson says, show. Welcome. Hey, we had 7,000 views on Thursday's show. Thank you for sharing. Sharon's caring, people. We appreciate it. We do. Between YouTube and the Book of Face, some good viewership, all because of your shares. So thank you so much for hitting that share button like you do all the time. And hopefully you're all hearing us okay out there. We are just checking in here from the All Around Town Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. And we're having a great day. It's a Monday. Monday. How you all doing? Everybody all right? Everybody watched that football game last night. I saw a lot of comments on the Book of Face over that. Oh, boy. I won't get into that. Ray Renee in the house. How you doing, Ray? Thanks for being here. If you're out there, guys, make a comment. Let me know who you are. Shane, how are you? Thanks for being here. Kevin Cooper in the house. Thank you, Kevin, for dropping by today. Catherine, thank you for being here. Good evening. Is it afternoon or evening yet? I don't know. It's something. Robert Simpson says sup. Sup. What's up, Robert? What's up? Hey, we had a good week of live local music in our world. Hopefully you did. If you didn't get it posted on the post that we put on our page, you can drop it in the comments here. If you saw somebody play that wowed you over the week and you want to talk about them, give them a shout out. Give the venue a shout out too. That's important. We love the venues that bring us live local music. We do. And that report into us for our weekly Who's Playing Out on Thursdays. So thanks for sharing that again, guys. Good viewership this week. And Hollywood, thank you for being with us. It was great to hang with you Friday night. We'll talk about that in a moment. Warhammer in the house. Good evening. Hi, Bill. Wild Bill Video in the house. Yes. Who else is here? Bill or Brian? Okay, Brian's in the house. Yes, great to meet you Friday as well at Hamilton's Urban Backyard, my friend. It's nice to see you there. Hi, Rick Piper. What's going on, Rick Piper? Red Leader standing by. You're clear, Red Leader. All right, what else we got? Sharing is caring. It is. Sharing your stuff is caring. That's the best thing you can do for a musician or for us here. You can share our shows and tell your music-loving friends to subscribe. It's like a subscription, you know? Join us each week. It's fun. Who else we got? Darren, evening to you. Evening. Martin Romy in the house. How you doing, Martin? Thank you for being with us. Look at all the great people checking in here on a Monday, and it is a Monday, folks. Hopefully you had a great weekend out there, and welcome to All Around Town Radio. You know what we say here. It's your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more, and your home for everything music. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm letting some people catch up. That's why I'm kind of pausing here for a second, letting some people catch up with the live. Still a lot of people rolling in. The notifications don't go out real quick sometimes. So that's where we're at. Scott Bennett in the house. How you doing, Scott? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. George, thank you. Yes, Shane says boo for Monday. I kind of agree. I do. Would we have Warhammer and Dragon's Eye played the pub opening for Lynch Mob Saturday at the Blue Note? Yeah, that looked like a great show. And our friends from 1330 were there. Good stuff. It is. Dirk Turner, how you been, buddy? Good to see you. Mark Feldman, thank you. All right, let's get started. We're going to go back to Wednesday last week. Had a chance to get out on a Wednesday night. Dropped into Milano's in Miami Township. My friend Sean Cooper there running that place in the evenings and bringing the live music to you every Wednesday night at 7. Got a chance to catch Benny Hill. Now, if some of you old enough think of Benny Hill as being this British comedian, but Benny Hill is a great singer and a wonderful performer. And we have so much fun every time we see Benny Hill. He's just a fantastic guy. Everybody comments about him when they hear him sing. They're all like, wow, this guy's good. I was sitting next to a gentleman from North Carolina, I think is where he was from, Charlotte area, at the bar there at Milano's, and we were talking a little bit. He was in town for some work, and he likes to go there and hear the live music on Wednesdays. And he got a chance to hear Benny. He'd never heard Benny. He's like, wow, this guy's great, and really enjoyed himself there. So those are good testimonials. And Sean, it was great to see you as well, my friend. It's good to see you. Sean Cooper's a great supporter of the music scene too, by the way. He is. Even though it's just one night a week at Milano's, he still gets out and supports and promotes and does all those great things. So thank you, Sean, for doing that. And let me run through our weekly programming before we talk about Benny Hill here. I want to say, don't forget every Monday, it's, of course, our weekend update. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday with Karis and Scott. You don't want to miss tomorrow's show. And then Wednesday, it's Wednesday with the band. This week, I've got Courtney and Nick joining me at noon. We had Genesis Retouched last week. If you didn't watch that one, go back and check that out. That's a great project going on. And then every Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro. So, Benny Hill, I got a set list here I want to talk about. I do. Hi, Rex, right? Thanks for dropping in. If you're out there, guys, I'd love to hear something from you. Yeah, Dirk says Coop is the man. He is. Coop is the number one dude there. I like hanging out with him. All right, Milano's. Benny kicked it off with he's everywhere with his set list, by the way. Check this set list out, people. See what you think about it. Started out with 7 Summers by Morgan Wallen, and he goes all over the place, from old school to new school to independent artists and so on. So he opened that up and killed it, and then brought you a song called "Giving You Up" by Cameron Marlowe, and then came into it with. And it's his version. It's his twisted. When I say twisted, don't take that wrong. He puts his own twist on the songs, and he arranges these songs in a manner and sings them in a manner that only Benny Hill can do. And he did. I heard it through the grapevine, and yeah, Nicole Forte is on here. Hi, Nikki. Said such a talented dude. He is, and such a humble dude too. He's a great singer and player, and for the amount of time he's been playing guitar, I'm extremely jealous, I can tell you, because he told me how long. I mean, it's just ridiculous how good he can play with short time, and really cool stuff. What else we got? Rick Kurt in the house from the Eagles Project, and various other things such as Blackbone Cat and that, and they had a good weekend. They played the Eagles Project and Blackbone Cat this weekend. Big stuff. What's Robert got to say here? Yes, he says, thank you to everybody that made the Eric Daniels benefit such a success on Sunday at the Anderson Tap House. There we go. And hope you raised a lot of money and did some great things. Nikki says his version of Valerie is killer. Yes, it's and listen to this. I mean, listen to where he is with this. He goes from Morgan Wallen to Creedence to Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn, a great version. Then he hits Sarah Smile Up from Hall and Oates, and just blows me away with that one. And then into Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Chris Stapleton's tunes. More Creedence, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? In Case You Didn't Know by Brett Young, which, man, there was a few tears flowing in the audience on that one. That is a great song, and he absolutely killed it. Stephanie Sutherland has joined the party here, and she was there. I'm trying to get my mouse over to that screen. She was there as well here in Benny Hill. She can endorse this as well as that we're talking about. But as I said, Bad Moon Rising, Joy of My Life, Chris Stapleton, Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. Wow. Killer version. Another Cameron Marlowe tune thrown in there a lot. He loves Chris Stapleton, obviously, does a lot of Chris Stapleton. Drake White tune, Zach Brown, Free. Luke Combs, Marshall Tucker Band. Then he does... the Judds. I mean, he does Tell Me About the Good Old Days, Grandpa, that one. So just an amazing bunch of stuff. Hi, Billy Sutherland. Good to see you this weekend and Wednesday as well. And Steve Stein in the house. Billy says Benny is so dang good. He is so good. And yeah, that's a great night out there at Milano's. I mean, if you guys haven't ever been there on a Wednesday, it's the coolest vibe in that bar. You just kind of hang out. There's a lot of like-minded people there who love music and enjoy the food at Milano's. The food is superb, and you can get yourself a nice adult beverage and sit there and have a little bit of the great food and listen to some wonderful music, which is just fantastic. I'm going to do a few more on his set list because I want you to know what Benny Hill does. There's a lot of you that watch the show, I know, that haven't caught one of his shows yet. In Color, Jamie Johnson, the Fugees, Killing Me Softly. I mean, that style and version of that thing. In the Air Tonight, Drift Away, Dobie Gray, great tune. Pearl Jam, Last Kiss, Beautiful Crazy, Luke Combs tune. Another, he throws Zach Bryan in there, not Zach Brown, but Zach Bryan as well. Another Brett Young tune, Midnight Rider, the Allman Brothers, Cover Me Up, Morgan Wallen, just to name a few. And Son of a Sinner, Jelly Roll. I'm going down the list. Proud Mary's in there. Red Dirt Road, Simple Man, Skinnerd, The Ride by David Allan Coe. I don't hear a lot of people do that anymore. It's a great song. And Sturgill Simpson tunes. Tracy Chapman, obviously, Fast Car, and the Luke Combs style of that. Tennessee Whiskey, which you got to do. Even though I say it's overplayed, you got to do it. You do. Amy Winehouse, Valerie, as Nikki mentioned earlier, just some incredibly good stuff. And I could go on and on and on about his set list, but anything from Family Tradition, Hank, to you name it, Creedence, and really an amazing performer that Benny Hill is. Just spectacular. And I can't say enough about this guy and his humbleness and his just generosity to the audience. He's just so kind and so nice to everybody when they come see his shows, and so appreciative of the people being there, which I love about a musician, especially a solo artist who can appreciate what's going on and the people that come to see him. Michael, thank you for being here. I see you there. What's Stephanie got to say? Sean Cooper is the best. He's the greatest. Coop is fantastic. He is. And Milano's is just a cool place. We go there a lot. Love Milano's. So that was Mr. Benny Hill's set. And thank you for sending me that, Benny Hill, because it was killer. So after that, I only got to stay about an hour and a half, and then I had to cut out and took some of that great food home, actually, from Milano's, which they have a wonderful carry-out business there as well. So go check them out. And Sean was nice enough as well to provide some coupons that we give away at our trivia. So if you ever come to one of our trivia nights, you'll see that you might win yourself a Milano's coupon and get to go see Sean Cooper. And There's Benny on here now. Thank you, Benny. Benny, thank you for a great Wednesday night. I know Stephanie and Billy will say the same thing. I know Ken and Melissa from Finding Melissa as well, as Stephanie, all there, and White Knuckle Weekend represented, and Wild Frontiers. Scott Albrecht was in the house. So you can always catch a lot of musicians at Milano's as well on the Wednesday nights, because it's a good night to go out, and a lot of musicians don't have gigs on Wednesdays, so kind of fun. And David Thornton, who just popped on, he plays Milano's. So if you want to catch him as well, you can catch him there. Good lineup there that Mr. Cooper has each week. So that was our Wednesday. And again, guys, if you saw somebody play over the weekend and you want to give them a shout out, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, or over the week. We would love to hear from you. Hi, Todd Davis from the Moose. How are you, Todd? Good to see you on here. And Benny says it was so cool to meet all of them and get to talk about me. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool when other musicians support other musicians? I just think it's great. And, you know, what's fun about it is there's a group that goes out a lot and checks out other musicians and such. And they're not the ones we joke about who stand in the back of the room like this, judging. No, these are the people who go have fun and sit there and say, man, this guy's good. And that was the first thing Stephanie said to me was, this guy is fantastic. And, she says, I may have found my new favorite artist. And that's a cool thing. So I got to move on, though, if I'm going to get through this whole show today. There was a lot of fun that took place over the weekend. And one of those things was our good friend Hollywood, his birthday bash, which went on in Hamilton, Ohio. And it went on at the place he runs called Hamilton Urban Backyard on Friday night. They call it the Hub. And it was a host of musicians as well that night. There were so many people there to support Hollywood and his birthday. I don't know is he 88? I don't know how old he was, but it was good. It was good. Let me see what else we got here. Ashley said Sweet Sister rocked it out Friday night. I love Sweet Sister Mercy. They're our theme song people. They are. They're good. And yeah. David said he'd love to sing some songs with Benny. That'd be a good collaboration. I'd dig that. I'd come to that one. I love David Thornton as well, guys. If you haven't heard him, he's another must hear. Must hear it. He's awesome. And let me talk about, where was I, though? I was somewhere with my train of thought. I was Friday night at Hamilton's Urban Backyard, made the trip to Hamilton to support my friend Hollywood and his birthday bash, part 1. And I knew I wasn't going to make part 2, so I went on Friday for sure. And at the Hub that night, we had a chance to hear, he said, Sweet 16 plus 40, Hollywood says. I like that idea. I do. Happy birthday to you, my friend. And in the house that night, when I got there, playing was Casey Gomez of CFG and Family. He was up there playing in his raspy bluesy style and doing a great thing and playing the harmonica along with the guitar. And I had no idea how good a guitarist that Casey was, because he's always fronting CFGs just with a microphone and a harmonica most of the time. He's a good guitarist. He can play. And that crowd in at the Hub, they're into the vibe there as well. It's a cool place from the point of music. People like to sit around and listen to live music there and enjoy the atmosphere, which is really nice. The place is clean as a whistle. It's wonderful. And I can tell you right now, that's a lot in part to our friend Hollywood, who takes pride in what he does. And if you've ever been there in the summer, they have a massive patio outside, which really is a cool place to see the live music as well at the Hub. So if you get a chance to go down there, go down there. Hollywood, maybe you can drop, and I did not get it today. I sent Josh a message, but I never heard back from him. If you can drop the name of the young lady who was playing the fiddle with him in the comments, I would appreciate it, because Josh Lawson from Kokoto Comeback, if that's the way you say that, Kokoto or Kokoto Comeback, was there playing as well that night. And I was standing there talking to Ken and Melissa from Finding Melissa, and we were having a good conversation, and Hollywood was popping in and out of the conversation. And we were just talking about how cool their arrangements were on the songs as well and breaking things down. I have never heard in my life anyone do the guitar solo from Chicago's 25 or 6 to 4 on a fiddle. And she nailed it. She nailed it. It was so good. And Josh has a really cool raspy voice as well. And it's a blend of Southern Rocky sound and bluesy sound and just good stuff. Cat Saban, thank you. Thank you, Josh. There he is. He's watching. So appreciate that, Josh. And great times. And didn't get a chance to talk to Josh much. Got to shake his hand that night and say hi for a second, but he was busy. He's a wonderful person. I had a chance to work with him at the Corn Stand Jam, just a professional, and really does a great job. And the duo up there, just the different songs that they arranged and had the fiddle parts in and all that were just fantastic. Are we calling it a fiddle? Are we calling it a violin? I don't know. What are we calling it? Because sometimes it sounded like a string orchestra and the other times it sounded like a fiddle. It did. What do we got? Todd said Leadfoot was at the Moose Friday. These guys were fantastic. A must-see band. There you go. I've heard that about them. I haven't seen them, but that's good. And Gary said the same thing at the Moose. Thank you, Gary Ridgway. And by the way, Gary does a great show at the Moose on Wednesday nights. He's also in a band called, are you ready? Lakes Ridge. Yeah. You can check out Lakes Ridge there at the Moose once a month as well. They're fantastic. And he does Opinionation on Wednesday following my Tuesday night trivia there. So it's good stuff at the Moose always. And Josh, thank you for that. Cat Saban, man. I wonder if she's related to any Sabans I know here locally in the Springboro area. And Mike Saban, who was a pastor who passed away a few years ago. I wonder that would be interesting if they're related. Very interesting. What do you have? I'm trying to follow Benny. The comments are so late here, guys. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Cat Saban, thank you for that. Hollywood as well. And yeah, Josh, good to have you with us though, man. Thank you. And you killed it. Killed it. And Hollywood said, we're calling it a fiddle. Okay. It's a fiddle. All right. It's a fiddle where I'm from. I agree. And if you've ever heard me talk about Gary Ridgway, it's all about the fiddle. Gary Ridgway plays a killer fiddle in Lakes Ridge when he's not falling off the table. It's an inside joke. It is. But we'll keep moving. Let's keep moving. But Hollywood's birthday bash on Friday night, Hamilton's Urban Backyard. Lots of dignitaries there. The Citizen of the Year for Hamilton, guest bartending. They were doing contributions that night and having a fundraiser. There's so much going on there. And Jeff Buckalow, one of the owners there, having a good time, enjoying it. I got to see Bob Weber, who, if you know Bob, he's heavy into the Cincinnati music scene. And Bob had a literally brush with death a while back. And he is back out and about. And he had a cardiac arrest, and he was telling me about it that night. And I know it's fair game out there. I'm not violating his HIPAA rights or anything. But Bob is up and running, and so good to see him on his feet. So that's a good thing. And he was there as well, along with so many other people to support our good friend Hollywood. And happy birthday, Hollywood. Hope it was a good one for you. And I know his night 2 was at Pullman Lanes with Stagger Lee and some special guests, along with Mason Johnson playing with his dad on the stage with Stagger Lee and all those things. So it's always a party around Mr. Hollywood. He is a walking party. Dave Wade in the house from DV8 and Dream Mode Annie. Good to have you with us. Thank you. So let me move on. I got to hit up our Saturday night if I can. And I didn't get any set lists from Casey or Josh, but I will say they play a variety of great tunes. And like I said, the scaled down version of 25 or 6 to 4 that Josh did and Kat did on the fiddle was just killer. I really enjoyed that. That was just something so totally different. And that's what you like when you go out. You know, you can hear people play Tennessee Whiskey till it's blue in the face. I mean, yeah, it's like, come on. But when somebody does something cool like that, it's just fun to hear. It is. And David Thornton says he loves playing at the Hub. The Hub has got a great vibe. And that whole area of Hamilton, man. What if I mean, when I was a kid growing up, and that's a mighty long time ago, but I'll tell you nothing. It was as a teenager, I wouldn't go to Hamilton because it was rough. And down where they've got River's Edge and all that, you wouldn't walk there at night. At least I wouldn't. Get my ass kicked. And it's so cool now. And that downtown there on the west side's got such a vibe. The new Agave and Rye, man, it's huge. And there's all kinds of night spots, restaurants, venues, music venues down through there. Just some cool stuff. And the Hub does it right. Got a food truck. Yeah, good stuff. All right, let me move on. Saturday. I'm wearing the shirt for my friend Nick Wheeler. Nick Wheeler Music. But Nick Wheeler played in a band for years called Medal of Honor. As you all know, I'm a fan of the 80s metal. That is one of my favorite eras of music. And Nick Wheeler and Chip, Mark, throw this together, this band back together. Sometimes only one show a year, sometimes no shows a year. I think it's been, 15 years since they were at the Soft Rock in Centerville, where we saw them play on Saturday. And this is a trip through the 80s. I mean, like none other. And Nick and Chip up front, they're just amazing players and showmen, and just a great show. And this place was wall-to-wall people. Don't tell the fire marshal. But no, it was busy that night. Capacity crowd there. I'm sure they stuck to those numbers. So don't think I'm saying anything bad. Because Nicole said, thanks for coming out Saturday. Thank you, Nicole, for running a great place. We love the Soft Rock Cafe in Centerville. It is the one I talk about on Thursday's show, being the longest running karaoke bar in the tri-state, and they do it right, and they have some of the best singers you will ever hear. You know, you go to some karaoke show, it's like people screeching in your ear. You hear Patsy Cline's Crazy 4 times in the same night and that kind of stuff. That is not what you get at the Soft Rock. No, good stuff. It is fantastic. And Stephanie says Medal of Honor rocks. They do. David Thornton said Jamilton. It is, man. There's a lot of music going on down there. Billy said ridiculous crowd. And I got to see Billy, and that was cool. Hi, Rob. How are you? Thanks for being here. And good to have you with us as well. And Rob is the mastery behind the production on our theme song, by the way, that Sweet Sister Mercy did. He's at the board. He is. He's mixing it down, so to speak. So let's talk about Medal of Honor. You know, there are some great songs from the 80s. And let's talk about their opening song, first of all. And I was sitting there with Ronnie Young from Mad Hatter, who was one of my favorite bands. And if you know Steve Krakis, who is with DV8 now, he was in Mad Hatter for years. And the guitar player there, and he and Ronnie are good buddies. Ronnie and I were talking, and we knew the first song, what it was going to be. It was called Rock, Rock Till You Drop. And Ronnie goes, that better not suck, to Chip, who was singing lead and doing all that stuff. So, and the funny thing about Chip is he plays bass most of the time, but he's playing guitar. So, and he's doing a killer job. So Rock, Rock Till You Drop, right into Round and Round, Shake Me, Cinderella, and then some Tesla, Little Susie. How about that? Just to start out the show. And then Medal of Honor blew us away with Runaway, Bon Jovi tune, Cherry Pie, and Nick Wheeler singing Ice Cream Man. Killed it. Fantastic. Panama thrown in there. Have a Drink on Me, where they bought shots for people in the audience, which was kind of cool. Mental Health that they threw in. Youth Gone Wild. Then Ronnie Young got up to sing with him, and Ronnie's got a fantastic voice, by the way. Ronnie sang Don't Tell Me You Love Me, Night Ranger tune. That was just set number 1. What do you think about that? Yes. And what's Sean Cooper say? There was not one empty parking spot in the Soft Rock parking that night. Were you there, Coop? I didn't see you. Yeah. Were you there? Did I see you? I don't think so. Not at all. Yes. And Shane, that is exactly what I'm talking about because it is the playlist of our youth. And that's why people come to see them like they do. And it's a reunion. I mean, it like none other because they used to have a hell of a following. So it's all the people that used to come see them who don't want to go out every weekend now because they're old, but they like to do it once or twice a year to go see Medal of Honor. And it was good. Hi, Jimmy. Yeah, you can watch the rewind later, buddy. I appreciate it because I'm running long today, but I want to talk more about Medal of Honor. I want to first say thanks to Soft Rock. Great place. Nicole, thank you for finding us a couple seats, by the way. That was very nice of you. And we were stuck in the corner, but it was all right because anywhere else I was going to be bumping into the crowd all night. So it was good. And I did get a chance to get a few pictures, but I never got a chance to get good ones because it was just so crowded up front. So I couldn't get too close. Everything's a little grainy, and I understand that. I'm not a photographer, but I did get a few photos. They're on our page if you want to check out the show. Set number 2, Smooth Up In Ya, Firewoman, Rebel Yell, Lick It Up, Alone, Heartbreaker, Wait, yes, White Lion, Wait, Up All Night, that a little Slaughter tune there? Looks That Kill, Home Sweet Home, Another Thing Coming, In My Dreams, Every Rose Has a Thorn, and I Wanna Rock. That's set number 2. And then you wind it down with set number 3, Get It On, Shot in the Dark, It's So Easy, Stayed Awake All Night, Girls School, Alone Again, New Girl Now, Billy Sutherland, I think, got up and sang that one. I saw some video of that. It was gone already. Any Way You Want It, and then Talk Dirty to Me to wind out the evening. So how about that, people? Medal of Honor. Gosh, I wish they played more. I do, but I get it. That's why they pack the places when they only play once or twice a year. I did see them on the bill for Wings and Vandalia's St. Patty's Day. So I think they're going to play twice this year, which is awfully cool. It is. Hi, Melissa. Fine. I found Melissa today. There she is. Yeah, David says awesome set. Isn't that an awesome set? I mean, that's a killer set. The whole thing's a killer set. The whole night. And that's why when they play those songs and they play them well and it's loud, they jam. It's like going back in your youth. The days where, you ordered 2 for Tuesdays and for $3, you got 6 beers in your hands and those long neck beers and all that stuff back in the old club days. Yeah. Good stuff. You don't get 6 beers for $3 today. No. 2 for Tuesday. Those were good old days. They were. Hi, Carla. Thank you. Cheap drinks. The cover charge was more than the beer cost most days when you were out at those things. So that was our weekend, guys. And after that, I mean, how can you top Medal of Honor on Saturday? The rest of the week, it was just a blur after that. Took Sunday off, took a break on Sunday. And of course, we got work to do this week. Got a busy week coming your way. I'll be Tuesday at the Miamisburg Moose providing a little trivia hosting. And that's been fun. That's been a great time. And then be out and about checking out live local music. And then got a killer week coming up in February where I work like 6 nights, I think. So y'all tune in for that. We'll tell you about it. But I want to remind you tomorrow that I have Courtney and Nick joining me at noon tomorrow live here. We're going to talk about their music and all the things they do. And we've got the Winter Blues Experience coming up on the show as well. I'm going to be the MC at that event down in Westchester. And that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So lots of things going on. Also doing the Ken Anderson Rocks event that's happening in February. And that is made up of some great bands. That is the Whammies, Don't Tell Steve, and DV8. So I'll get to host that event as well. So that's going to be some good shit, as they say. It is. Hi, Matt Matheny. Thank you for dropping in. That's all we got for today. But if you haven't yet, I encourage you to go to our page. There is a post that said, who did you see play this week? Who did you enjoy playing live local music? Drop a comment in there. Tag the band, tag the venue, anybody. Let them know we're talking about them because we want to make sure we support these venues. It is so difficult right now for the music venues and the bars and restaurants and that to keep their head above water with the rising cost of everything. It is difficult for them. So please support them, because without those venues, there is no live music scene. We can appreciate the musicians all day long, but the venues are the ones who are hiring them. Are you talking about me, Carla? Are you talking about me? Who are you talking about? Yes. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Tomorrow, Hot Topic Tuesday. I have no idea what the topic is. Most days, Karis and I don't know what it is till 5 minutes before the show. But if you have a hot topic and you want to send it to us, we'd be glad to entertain it and put it on the show. We'd love to. We don't have to mention your name. If you want it to be anonymous, it can. But please send it to us. We'd love to use it as a hot topic, to have something fun to talk about, as we do every Tuesday. Wednesday with the band. Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Scott Hall, your host. I'll see you next time, and get out and support live local music this week in the bands and venues that bring it to you. Bye for now.
Working for the weekend, then I want to see a show.
Thanks, David.
I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there.
Hey, everybody, got to remind you, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they may represent.
It's the Hall around.